How to adjust the BPM in Ableton Live Session View across all of your songs for the whole night. So for example, if you have an Ableton Live set and you have set up tempo automations or tempo settings for scenes in Session View, obviously, you might want to say, well, actually, I want to play a few BPMs faster tonight or in my rehearsal or whatever, but I obviously want the tempo to change accordingly. So I made a Max for Live device or a few Max for Live devices which you can use to make this reality. Okay, so I have one Ableton Live set here where you can see if we click on the main track and then click on the single scenes, we got different tempo information in here because we set this up before. You can see this here, tempo 100, and if I click on a different scene here, we got 130, 110, and so on and so forth. All makes sense. So tempo, if you're playing live with Session View, having this set obviously make sense. So let's add one more tempo track here, and it's a MIDI track, and let's call this tempo Command-Shift-T for new track, new MIDI track. And then we want to pull the information we got from the scenes onto this newly created MIDI track here and have this in clips. So we take the create BPM clips in session, we pull this on this track, and if I just change the view a little bit so we can see that in full. So if I now hit create BPM clips down below here, we can see now that we get the BPM being set into clips here. And so we're not dependent on those infos here again. So we could actually delete those infos, or we need to delete those infos because they gonna conflict. So let's take the next device, which is delete scene BPM. So if I hit this now, it will delete all those different infos we got in here set on the scene. We can always recall this, so don't worry. Obviously, it's always good to save your set if you change something crucial like this, but have a look. I hit delete scene BPM and we can see we don't have any preset scene tempo here now anymore. So now we're gonna pull the info for a device which we can use to adjust the BPM. So for example, if we play this scene here now, the first scene, for example, we can see the main BPM here is being set to 50 BPM, and it's getting this info from the clip and not from the scene anymore because there is no scene BPM set here. So let's do this via this clip here. Oh, it's taking long to play because it's 50 BPM, but we can see now, as soon as this clip is playing, it jumps to 100. Okay, so as we have the BPM and the tempo information now start being different, we are actually able to, let's say, we want to set everything 5 BPM up. So that's pretty gentle. Well, it's depending on your genre, really. But this means we are able to set this up. Obviously, you are able to set this up on the gig via BPM as well. So if we now play the first scene, we can see that it's not jumping to 50, it's jumping to 55 because it adds 5 BPM here. So if we're going to, let's take scene number 4 here, where as soon as we are triggering it, it's changing the tempo, the main BPM here, and we have 100 plus 5 set up here. So this means it's setting this up and setting it to 105, and we always get the info in here, and we are able to set this up live as well. So we are coming from the last one, and you can see if you want to go a little bit down but keep the changes you are doing for all of your sets, so you're not effing up like changes. You can do this here via MIDI control. Obviously, you can see it's changing this. It's always taking the last one. So if I now decide to, oh, I want to go -2 now. So I'm hitting the scene number 7, and we can see 130 was the tempo we stored in here. -2 is now 128. Okay, so obviously if you're saying I want to revert back, you can always go to take another device and revert those infos back. And this is for a second use case, which is really cool for those devices here. If you want to merge Ableton Live Sets, you can't merge the tempo. So if you have one song and another song and you both want to play those different sets or songs live, and you want to copy over and import the tempo information, you can do this via those devices here as well. So just as I showed you. Plus I need to create scene BPM via clip names. Fourth device here. So if I now hit this button here, all this info of those clips here will be now written into the scenes. So if I hit that one, we can see they are changing colors. The play buttons are changing colors, and we can revert back here too. And we can see this here that it's now having the tempo information again being set in the scenes itself. Okay, so those are Max for Live devices. Max for Live is included in Ableton Live Suite or can be bought as an add-on towards Ableton Live Standard. You will need Max for Live to make use of those devices, and check the compatibility always on the product page. Take care. Bye-bye.